Have you ever wondered how one simple decision can completely change someone's life? This is the fictional story of a poor boy who had nothing. No money. No powerful family. No expensive education. But he had one thing that changed everything. A single book. Stay until the end because this story might completely change the way you think about success. Ethan grew up in a small neighborhood where people believed dreams were only for the rich. Every morning, he watched expensive cars drive past his tiny house. Every night, he heard people say the same words. People like us never become successful. At first, Ethan believed them. He worked after school to help his family. Sometimes he skipped meals. Sometimes he walked for miles because he couldn't afford a bus ticket. Life wasn't easy. But deep inside, he refused to believe this was the life he was born to live. One rainy afternoon, while walking home, he noticed an old public library. He had never entered before. Something inside him said, "Go inside." He opened the door. The smell of old books filled the room. Everything was quiet. An old librarian smiled and handed him a book. The title read, "The Power of Daily Habits." Ethan had no idea that this one book would change his life forever. That night, Ethan read only 10 pages. But those 10 pages taught him something he had never heard before. Successful people weren't born different. They simply repeated the right habits every single day. The next morning, Ethan woke up 30 minutes earlier. He started reading every day. Then he learned new skills online. He wrote down everything he learned in a notebook. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, his confidence began to grow. People still laughed at him. His friends spent hours scrolling on their phones. Ethan spent those same hours learning. Ethan knew that reading books alone would never change his life. Knowledge without action is useless. So he made a promise to himself. Every single day, he would take one small action toward his dream. He learned how to communicate better. He improved his English. He watched free business videos. He practiced speaking in front of a mirror. Every mistake became a lesson. Every failure became experience. Months passed. One day, Ethan applied for a job at a small company. He wasn't the smartest candidate. He wasn't the richest. But he was the most prepared. During the interview, the manager asked, "Why should we hire you?" Ethan smiled and replied, "Because every day I become a better version of myself." The manager looked surprised. A week later, Ethan got the job. It wasn't a high-paying position, but it was the first step toward a completely different future. Ethan never stopped learning. While others spent weekends relaxing, he spent weekends building new skills. After work, he started a small online business. The first month, he earned nothing. The second month, only $20. Most people would have quit. But Ethan remembered something from that first book. Success belongs to those who stay consistent. So he kept going. Slowly, his business started growing. $20 became $200. $200 became $2,000. Years later, Ethan bought a house for his parents. He donated books to the same library where his journey had begun. And every time someone asked him, "What's the secret to your success?" he gave the same answer. It all started with one book, and one decision to never stop learning. Remember, your life can change with one decision. One book. One skill. One habit. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start today. Because the future you dream about is created by the choices you make today. If this story inspired you, subscribe for more motivational stories. And remember, never stop learning. Never stop believing. Your success story might be just one decision away.